Hello and welcome. In this video I will talk about changing in between the Kung Fu stances that I've already introduced to you. So before we get into it, care to do a proper warm up so you won't get injured. And yeah, let's get into it. Like I've already said in my former video about the Kung Fu stances, these exercises are really good to build up your core strength and your leg strength, and also the strength of your hip and your balance. And if you practice this, you will for sure improve your balance and your real Kung Fu fighting stance. And as well, when you do this exercise with the changing and you improve the strength of your hip, you will be able to generate more power for your punches or other moves in other techniques. One change you can do is from Mabu, and then you would change into the Gong with the power of your hip and also with one leg, like this. I would change my hip from facing front to the front, 90 degrees, left leg stretched out, entire foot is on the ground. And just like this, I can change back to Mabu as well. And then the other side, Gongbu, Mabu, Gongbu, Mabu, Gongbu, Mabu. But you can also change in between Mabu and Gongbu while walking into one direction, not only like I've just shown you. So first, I would start in the Mabu. I would change into Gongbu. Now, I would turn my hip 90 degrees again to the right, and I would of course also turn my foot, and I would pull my left foot to my right foot. In the meantime, I try to keep the same height, meaning my head will stay on the same level, so you've trained the strength with in your legs. And I would go like this, step with my left foot to the left, Mabu, and again change Gongbu. And now you can go on and go on. So if you start the other way around with Mabu this time like this, and Gongbu then like this, you can turn this way, Mabu and Gongbu. And here in China, we practiced this hours and hours and hours, just only changing between Mabu and Gongbu to build up the strength for the basics and to get strong in the legs, in the hip and so on. The important part is that you try to do this change with your hip as fast as possible. Meaning you don't change like this, there is no strength behind it and you will not improve. But you try to improve, to do it with power, really fast, like this. And then so on. This is the only way you can really build up the strength in your hip. And you will really need the strength to do fast punches, because if you punch, we turn our hip as well. And when we've trained in changing Mabu, Gongbu and so on, our hip, then we will be able to turn faster for punches as well and do faster punches just like this. But if you turn slow, yeah, there's no power in it. We have to do it fast. Bam! You can also do this Mabu Gongbu interchange while doing punches. For example, I'm here in Mabu, both arms in front. Practically my fists are under my chin, because if they are up there and it's practically a block, so if you get hit, you would punch yourself into the face if your fists are too high. So you keep them down there, elbows together, and then you can punch while you change the left fist to front, right fist 90 degrees. So like this. When you do when you do your next step for the next Mabu, you would pick up your arms and from upwards put them down, Mabu, punch again. And then again you can walk in one direction with this. So the meaning for when you pick your arms as well is, you can imagine if you, when you pull them back down, that you would slam your elbows on your opponent. Or if somebody would attack you and you would block like this the movement, so that the fist or the foot, whatever attacks you, is getting pushed downwards. And it's again very important that you do this fast and with power. In general, always train with power, so you can improve more and faster. If you do, for example, when we do punches and you just punch like this, we can punch thousands, 10,000s, 100,000 of times, and we would not improve as much with doing 100 full power punches. This will do a lot more. So the same goes for changing in between stances or in general training. Mabu, Gong, power! So the next change between stances, we would start facing to the side. Our right hand is a fist, laying practically here on the bone, on the hip. Pick up our left knee, left hand facing like this. Then we would go down into a pubu. Our left hand is pushing down, and then our left hand grabs like this and pulls back to the left hip. In the meantime, we go up like this and change into a gongbu, and the right hand does a punch. So in fast, it looks like this. And then, when we are in this gongbu, we would change the foot, do a little sweep here over the ground, as we would pull the leg from our opponent up, and from this stance, again, pubu, gongbu and punch. Then again, we can do our rounds. And we can also do other stuff. We start in our Mabu, go down in this stance while doing a punch, standing up in the next Mabu, again down, Mabu, and so on. And if you just want to practice our Shibu, we can start with Shibu, one step, again turn our hip, punch, one step, turn around, punch, one step, turn around, punch, and yeah, then like always, do our rounds. So this already are the most common changes in between the different Kung Fu stances, but it is really important that you practice them over and over and again. Like I've said, I've trained hours and hours only changing between Mabu and Gongbu in China. This is a really important part to build up your core strength and your leg strength, and especially the hip strength, so I get used to this quick and fast movement for doing real techniques. So I hope you have a good training, and until next time, goodbye.